In 1939, Mudaliar felt the attraction of Bhagavan's grace to be so powerful that he wanted to quit his profession and be permanently seated at the holy feet of his master. No one in those days was allowed to build a room for himself in the ashram. The two exceptions were Major Chadwick and Yogi Ramaya. Many others had tried, but the management refused, saying, "We do not want it to be a residential ashram. We want it to be small with limited residential facilities." Mudaliar said to me, "Bhagavan influenced me in my heart to write to Chinnaswami asking for permission to build a hut inside the ashram." The reply came quickly in the affirmative. The disciple desires to be with the Guru, and the Guru also responds in the same way. I love the example of Devaraja Mudaliar because he is a practical demonstration of the active relationship between the Guru and disciple. It took 2 years to construct a hut and wind up his affairs in Chittoor. In 1941, he came to stay permanently in Ramanasramam. Thereafter, he was with the Master daily. Yet Mudaliar had a deep desire to have Bhagavan's holy feet step into his room. Bhagavan laid out a simple stipulation. "I will come to your room, but no fanfare. Do not invite anyone, and do not make it a big deal." Again, Mudaliar narrated this to me with moistened eyes. Bhagavan stepped inside his room and blessed him. Mudaliar said, "This event signified the fulfillment of my own spiritual emancipation. It was not just a visit. Ganesan, do not take this lightly. Every movement between Bhagavan and me was very significant." Bhagavan very rarely spoke English, and in the 1940s, after the publication of Paul Brunton's book, A Search in Secret India, many seekers from the West started showing up. Interpreters were required to help them converse with Bhagavan. Devaraja Mudaliar, Munagala Venkataramaya, and many others played the role of translators. Once, Bhagavan made a remark which not only Mudaliar but other devotees too have told me about, when he said, "All others interpret when I talk. Only Devaraja Mudaliar translates exactly what I say." I spent hours listening to Devaraja Mudaliar's narrations about his time with Bhagavan. It was music to my ears and also a part of my sadhana to listen to stories of his relationship with the Guru. He said to me, "Bhagavan never expressed strong views on ethical or worldly matters, save for 2 exceptions. One was his total disapproval of non-vegetarian food, and the other was his dislike for external renunciation, such as donning the ochre robe, shaving one's head, taking on another name, and taking sannyas." In 1936, while seated in the hall in the presence of Bhagavan, Mudaliar strongly felt that Bhagavan would like him to be a vegetarian. Though Bhagavan did not actually say this to him, he sensed it. However, he also remembered that he had anemia, for which Dr. Guru Swami Mudaliar had advised him to eat plenty of meat and eggs and liver soup. Mudaliar was frank enough to admit, "I was also very fond of non-vegetarian food, and here, seated in front of my Guru, this strong urge comes that Bhagavan wants me to be a vegetarian." Faced with this dilemma, he went up the hill with Bhagavan and told him, "Bhagavan, I feel your influence on me to be a vegetarian, but this is my medical condition." Bhagavan smiled and said to him, "Vegetarian food contains all that is necessary for health and strength." Mudaliar was very happy to hear this and said, "I have courage now, Bhagavan, to embark on this eating experiment." "I know I can live even on thin air if you said it is enough to support me," he said after some silence. By sheer grace, he said his health did not suffer at all from the change in diet, nor did he experience any craving later. Once Mudaliar clarified with me the difference between faith and belief. Belief is a thought. I believe in Christianity, though I am a Hindu. Faith is complete. There is no question of accepting or rejecting or believing. "What do you mean by that?" I asked. "Ganesan, if Bhagavan had shown me a crow and said, 'Here is a white crow,' I swear I would have seen only a white crow. No contrary thought would have crossed my mind. I would never have thought that I have never heard of a white crow, that it is impossible, or question why Bhagavan said so. It is not accepting because belief is thinking, yes, when the Guru says so, then it must be a white crow. But faith is seeing only that white crow." The approach of Devaraja Mudaliar was that of one who surrenders. In surrender, there is no me. The me has belief, and me can never know what faith is. With the thought of me, we would have tried to delve into the white crow logic and said, "This is nonsense, Bhagavan would never have said such things," or something to that effect.